Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, episode number 21. I'm Wisemimir, and last episode we had finished the trial, gotten free reign to explore, and talked to Old Bag, who didn't want to give us any information. Go figure. This episode, we're going to see who's in the employee area. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later, I guess. This is where you found the bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there's any other clothes lying around. Ah! No touching. Eek. Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean... I almost had a heart attack. I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatic indeed. Ahem. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. The plate. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills here. If there's traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So, the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Steak plate added to the court record. How goes your investigation? To tell you the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Edgeworth doing, by the way? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups, bottles. Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, that bottle of sleeping pills. Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim, Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means, yep, It sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Sleeping pill bottle added to the court record. Alright. Well, now we've got evidence. Let's rub it in her face. Miss Oldbag, what do you think of this? Think? I'm not in the mood for thinking, thank you very much. Ah, dang it. Wrong order. Wrong time? Okay, he doesn't react to his own food either. At this point, I'm just looking for dialogue. Even though I probably shouldn't be. Right. Detective, about that bottle. Oh, that. Talk about embarrassing, pal. I can't believe I missed that on my first sweep for evidence. Don't know how I can apologize to Mr. Edgeworth. It must be tough being a detective with all that responsibility. Oh. And he's blushing. It's looking like Will Powers was drugged. I'm gonna go back to the precinct and do some more detailed tests. You're being very free with your information today, Detective. Well, don't go telling anyone this, pal. But I was kinda impressed at today's trial, too. Most lawyers would have given up after the director's testimony. I think if it had been anyone but you up there, Powers would be done for by now. Well, I'm glad we impressed him. Let's... Oh, hi, Penny. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... Well, what? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done. But... this week is the last episode of The Steel Samurai. What? No. I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh. I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah. Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him, and he'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt. What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set, then? The last episode. What do you mean, the last episode of the last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. No. Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming soon. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. Well, what? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what the studio decided. Studio policy. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget this all happened. They want it quiet, you understand. How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah, I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Path to Glory. And this is a fan collected all of these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't just be cancelled because the show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay. But what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently, 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. So, someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know, Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. What, you're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's just doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance? I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols. That assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the incident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers. Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that. And the recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' suit. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Yes. I'm sorry, Miss Oldbeg, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. By the way, you can do this in any order. It's, so, you can do pill bottle then plate, or plate then pill bottle. Both work. What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills, with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. Well, what does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those on Powers? Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbeg? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbeg? You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the Mafia, we've noticed. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor Hammer never meant to harm anyone. Miss Oldbeg, hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbeg. Here, take this. A photograph? Well, wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? A Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy on top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor and the man fell onto the flower bed fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it now. I understand. Yeah, it is heavily implied that she was the paparazzi that took the photo. October 19th, Studio 1 entrance. Think back, Nick. to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2. Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. Only way to find out. October 19th, Studio 2 entrance. Still reading that text. Hey Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello? Hello. Maya, no matter how many times you spell it, or shout spell it, you're not going to get a response. Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me. Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. No kidding. My Fey blood speaks to me. I know it. Oh dear. Director Manal. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manella. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer, by yourselves. Oh dear. Well, we have only one option. Let's take it. The stupid option. Present the evidence to the killer. She's not even looking at it. Where? What? Where did you get that? Old bag. Very intuitive people around these studios. Old? She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. And she has ties to the Mafia. Or this is a game localized from Japan. The Yakuza. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so that you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids shows for petty change. No, Phoenix. The assistant's name isn't Petty Change, it's Penny Nichols. Okay, jokes aside. Yeah, no. Phoenix has stumbled onto the correct answer here. Yeah. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But... Maya, she's lawful evil. What she did, well... There's no written records of it. You were the cause. You pressured him. Right, there's not going to be a paper trail. There's no proof. And that's the problem. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think, what would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Well, where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But that security lady said it was an accident. Oh? Well, she was a big fan of Hammers, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. Okay, I was wrong. It is, however, stated that she, stole the photo, so. Got there eventually. My memory was wrong. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now. Well, what? This is valuable boys. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? Well, what? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but... Damn it. Gotta stop myself before I start singing that song. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should Dee Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No. Gumshoe, right on time. Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. Dee Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. We'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe, thank you. I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just... I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And the who's at the bottom? Dee Vasquez. To be continued. And I'm gonna make a manual save here. And I will see you next time on Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.